I recently had the incredible opportunity to attend Startup South in the vibrant city of Harcourt, Nigeria. And let me tell you, it was an absolute blast. At the event, I got a chance to chat with some amazing individuals about their career choices. We delved into industries they decided to pursue, the challenges they faced, and the advice they had for aspiring entrepreneurs looking to follow in their footsteps. But that's not all. I also probed into the nitty-gritty details of how they grew their businesses and made their money. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of this incredible journey.
Okay, my name is Minna Udom.
And that's why we said we want to manufacture in-house by ourselves from this continent for this continent.
What's your name, sir?
Lesley John Jumbo.
Lesley John Dumbo.
Leslie.
Yes. All right, that's fine. So what do you do for a living?
I do robotics. I'm an embedded systems developer.
Wow. For how long have you been doing that?
2 years now.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
So what has been your drive, that made you, go into the robotic space?
It's literally passion for me. It's something I loved while growing up. So I just had to further the knowledge. I learned from a boot camp in Technoville, Nigeria. So I had to further my knowledge, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So what advice would you give to young people who are trying to come up in the robotic space?
Okay, I would say don't give up, because it's kind of like the hard way out in tech. You can easily run away with software, but hardware, you have to debug the hardware, debug the software, do everything, design and all. So don't give up. Yeah, that's basically it.
All right. So in terms of finance, do you mind sharing with us how much money have you made, in robotics? Let's say in a period of 1 year.
Okay, so I'd say I'm not yet a company. Yeah, I work with a team. I actually do build prototypes for people, but I'd say I've made up to 600,000 naira, just for individuals. Yeah, but I've not actually built a startup. I'm just a teenager growing with this skill. Yeah, so
how long have you been doing?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Are you ready to take your online presence to the next level? Is your website stuck in the past, leaving potential customers unimpressed? I'd love to introduce to you PurpleHQ. Whether you need an e-commerce powerhouse, a dazzling portfolio, a captivating blog, or a custom masterpiece, PurpleHQ has got you covered. Their team of web designers are there to transform your vision into a stunning reality. Visit purplehq.online today to get started with your web design project. Call or WhatsApp.
My name is Tammy. What's your name?
I am with Chimka.
All right. So what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Okay, basically renewable energy.
Renewable energy.
Yeah.
All right. So for how long have you been doing that?
For close to 4 years.
4 years. So far, has it been?
It's been challenging, honestly. It's really challenging because most people down here in Nigeria, we don't have full knowledge about renewable energy and how it's of importance to us, and how an alternative energy source is very important. So it's kind of challenging, because first you have to educate them first before they can be able to know the services which you're providing.
Okay, so can you break down what to a normal layman what renewable energy or service?
Okay, so when I say renewable energy, I mean you can literally get a source of energy from anything natural, organic. But when I say solar energy, which people do not know the difference, it means that you're getting your source of energy just from the sun. So renewable energy consists of both wind energy, solar energy, biodegradable energy, you can literally get from any source. But the most important one, the ones that are more prone, people know about, is solar or wind, but solar is stopping it. So renewable energy, it's an energy that you can be able to use and use it again and reuse it. It does not end at all.
Okay. So for somebody that wants to get into your industry, your line of work, what advice would you give to that person?
You have to have energy.
You have to have what?
You have to have strength. You have to have energy yourself, like
Alright.
personally, like both mentally, physically, intellectually. You have to like be able to know. Yeah, I'll just put it that way. Let's just be strong enough, because there are many challenges that comes with it in terms of how you are able to be innovative, because renewable energy also means, in a way, I also see it as an innovative service. So it being an innovative service, you have to always be creative, you have to always innovate, you have to always go out of the box, or better still, like there's no box.
What has been, some, let's say, major challenges? Can you like share with us, the story of how you started your company? Is it you work for someone or your personal company?
Okay, so I'm the co-founder and VP of Sales of Marketing at Acecore Incorporation.
All right.
So the journey has been, I would always say, it's been God. Like literally, it's been God. So starting up, and it's a hardware company. So we are basically manufacturing. We're manufacturing and innovating a product called the Power Cell. So we started this company with just 100,000 naira, just 100,000 naira for a hardware company. Anyone who hears this would really understand what it is. Starts a hardware company with just 100,000 naira. So, but we were able to scale through with just the little we had. It was challenging, yes. There are some days we go by, we have sleepless nights just trying to just achieve a particular thing. So, but so far we have had actually mostly bad news. I won't use the word bad news from investors, because most investors, especially at this side of the country, they are not willing to invest in hard tech, because hard tech actually takes longer time before there's going to be a return of investment, unlike software or fintech or all those other things. But hard tech actually takes long, so they want something that just immediately give them a return of invest. But hard tech takes a longer time, so that has been like our major challenge. Okay,
so one last question before I let you go. What do you do for to relax? As a very busy entrepreneur that you are.
Good. Well, basically music and reading a book.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite musical artist?
I have a lot, but Yanni is one of my favorites. I like, classical. Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's really nice. All right, thank you so much. It was nice having you.
All right, thank you.
Thank
you.
My name is Augustine Borutolu.
Okay, so I'd love to ask you, what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Okay, human resources, people management, then a bit of business development.
For how long have you been doing this?
7, 8, if we combine all, we could be doing 10, 12.
7, 8 years.
Yeah, 7, 8 years.
Okay. What has been the major challenge you've faced?
The major challenge is apathy. Yeah, apathy. People being open to new ideas. People being open to... So they are stuck in a particular way. And so being open to a new learning, the work to let go of what they are used to, and being open to try something new. And it's even worse when that thing that they are used to works for them in a particular way. So as long as it's working, let's just... So that's it. That apathy, that aversion to wanting to just really learn and try something new.
Could you give us like some tips or advice, how to scale a business from 0 to like 1 million, from your wealth of experience?
So how to scale? So how to scale a business, for me, ideas, partnerships, collaborations. There's little you can do alone. There's little you can do alone, no matter the knowledge you have, so little you can do alone. So working with people, working with teams, drawing from their strengths could help scale it to the next level, because there are assets you want that you alone can't get, but that team and those partnerships and collaborations you form could help. Yeah, that's why events like this are good, because you meet and connect with people that can introduce you to their industries, introduce you to their partners, and before you know, you're playing at another field.
In five steps, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Chase your dreams. Learn. Don't be afraid to fail. Trust in people, but trust in yourself. Always live in God.
Thank you so much, sir. It's nice having you. Thank you so much.
Okay, my name is Minna Udom.
All right. What industry did you pursue a career in?
Basically real estate. Yes.
For how long have you been doing it?
For over 20 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. In what region, basically?
River State, Port Harcourt here.
River State.
Yes.
So, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs who would love to go into the real estate industry?
I think basically you need to have the passion for wanting to solve problem, be a solution provider. That is the key thing, and you should be able to always be very conscious to your clients, your customers. Always try to know a little bit more about what their needs are, so that way you can always come up with innovative ways of solving their problems.
What do you do to relax as a very busy entrepreneur that you are?
Well, for me, basically, I just like to read. I like to read news, learn what's going on around the world, and basically to watch movies and all that. I'm basically watching news as well.
Okay, so since you said reading books, could you recommend some good books for entrepreneurs to read, or some of the ones you read?
Well, you have effective habits. I don't have them off the top of my head, but there are basic books that help you in terms of leadership. There are books in terms of market strategies, and then there are books in terms of public relations, how to be a very good influencer, because you need to have negotiation skills. There's a book on negotiation skills as well, so you need to be able to have that skill of negotiating, because it's a very wide market, everyone is involved in it, but how you're able to pass on your message or the advantages of whatever product you're doing to your clients, then you'll be able to satisfy both ways, your clients as well as yourself.
Okay, so let's wrap this up in five ways. What advice would you give your 20-year-old self? Five pieces of advice you give your 20-year-old self.
And to be bold.
Right.
To be bold, to be more focused, and try to grow the right network.
The right network.
Yes, you must be. Yeah, so you must be particular about who you
do the right network.
see the right network.
But
Learn the skills of negotiating. I think no matter how. You start from an early age and all that. And read.
All right.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes.
It was nice having you here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so my name is Tammy GMB. What's your name?
My name is Ivuchi Aniche.
All right. What do you do?
I'm a web developer and graphics designer.
For how long have you been doing it?
Since I was 7.
7 years. So, what has been some of the challenges that you've faced, being a web designer and a graphic designer?
Sometimes getting the wrong code. Just like you're supposed to put a comma. If you miss that comma, basically everything you have done can collapse.
Okay, so what has also been some of the major achievements you have achieved?
I've created a countdown and a website using HTML and CSS.
So for somebody who would want to get into the tech space like you, what advice would you give to them?
Follow your passion and also stay strong.
All right. What do you do to relax when you're stressed out?
I just play some games.
Okay. Like what?
Like GTA, Vice City Stories, Riptide GP2, and Beach Buggy Racing.
Give me 5 names of people that inspire you to do what you do.
Elon Musk, Jeffrey Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Richard Branson.
All right, that was so amazing. Thank you.
My name is Ivuchi Aniche. I'm an IT and also subscribe. Please let this video reach 1 million views by the end of today.
All right, thank you so much. It was nice having you, man. Thanks.
My name is Emmanuel Jago.
So what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
I decided to pursue a career in tech, but then mostly focused on marketing in tech. So product, service marketing, and everything around getting the product to the customer is where I am.
Okay, so for how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for roughly 5 years now.
Roughly 5 years.
Yes.
So what's been, a major setback, challenge? So,
Well, one of the major setback has been that, sometimes the product doesn't work
yeah.
or the service is not needed, and then you have to keep trying to iterate to get the perfect product market fit for your products, and until you get that, you can't rest, because that's basically where the cash flows. Without that, you are just bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. But then you have to keep bleeding until you get the right product market fit.
So do you mind sharing with us, what's the most amount of money you've made, in a year as
In
a
a year?
product marketer?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't say, I don't really like to talk about numbers,
All right.
but it's good enough to afford a lifestyle, basically.
Okay. What advice would you give for someone starting up their business, to scale the business from 1 to like 1 million?
Well, the first thing is stay on the business. If the business is already giving you 1, then there's a very high chance that it can give you 2. If it can give you 2, it can give you 20. If it can give you 20, it can give you 200. So the whole idea is find what works. If what works can move you from 0 to 1, then find a way to scale. And by scaling, it basically means if one person is convinced enough to buy and they had an amazing experience, it basically means more people can buy. And the next thing is you have to leverage on code and media. Okay, so there are 3 kinds of leverage. There's capital, there's labor, and then there's code and media. Now, capital labor can be really difficult. A lot of time, people basically just want to use labor as some status signal. I have numerous people working for me. That doesn't really mean so much in a time like this. A time like this, just 2 persons can start from 0 and move to about 3,500K per month in terms of dollars. And then just 2 persons can do it, because I've been able to do that with my business partner, and it was just 2 of us. So you don't need so much of labor, you don't need so much of capital. You need the latter, which is media and code. It basically means that you look for the best revenue resource, the revenue channel, the best channel where you can get the most clients, and focus on the product that can give you the most revenue, and go all in on it. So if it gives you 100, it can give you 1,000. And so don't just follow the shiny object syndrome, where you're building yours, it's giving you a little, and then someone else shows you their results, and then you want to abandon yours and then follow them. No. Focus on yours, scale, and then from scaling, you can now start taking a little bit and putting it into other places.
So on a general note, can you give us like 5 persons, whether personal to you or maybe public figures, but who inspire you to become the kind of person that you are?
Okay, first is my mother, because I studied engineering, but today I have a career in marketing and finance, and she's one of the first set of persons that pointed this out about me, because I've always been an entrepreneur right from a young age. So she was the first person who told me that you know how to make money. You don't know how to spend money, but you know how to make money, you know how to save money. So I think that's something you should do. And eventually I entered that path. And then what looks like work to people looks like play to me, because I'm just doing something I'm naturally gifted at. And then
That's one.
Secondly, I respect Nava. There's a man called Nava Ravikant.
Yeah.
So he's a serial entrepreneur, he's the CEO of Angel Fest. And he's an amazing guy. I love the way he thinks. I like his thought process and all of that. And then Kunle Shonyo. Kunle Shonyo.
Okay.
Kunle Shonyo is also an amazing thought leader. I love philosophers, basically.
Yeah.
I love people who are deep thinkers, whose thoughts resolve around what they do and all that. And then I think one of the persons whose book changed a lot about how I think and how I go through my business has been Alan Garnett. Okay. Allen Garnett, Garnet. He's on Instagram. He's a solid guy. I think he wrote a book called I'm trying to remember the name, but then it's an amazing book. So yeah, just interesting.
So what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
My 20-year-old self.
Let's say 3 advice.
Well, be impatient with actions, be patient with results.
Be impatient with actions.
Be patient with results. So when something comes to your mind, don't hesitate, just execute. But then understand that even if you execute immediately, it's going to take time to get results. So be impatient with action, be patient with results. And then 2, don't take life too serious. We're all going to die. So the idea is that life is sure, long life is not. You can die at any time. So don't take things too serious. Don't take yourself too serious. Always accept, look for feedbacks and all that. And then the final is build long-term stuff with long-term people. So if you don't see yourself building for 10 years with someone, there's no need investing 2 years or 1 year or 1 day with them, okay? Build long-term. If someone is trusted enough to do a business of 1,000 naira, then in the next 10, 15 years, there's a very high chance that they should be able to do a business of 100 million. So build long-term. Everything compounds. Health compounds if you take care of yourself. Life compounds if you live life peacefully. Everything compounds. So even if you're doing a little bit of figures today, as long as the person is trusted, as long as there's high integrity, there's accountability, everyone will grow, and then the figures will increase momentarily, and then it compounds.
So one last question, what do you do to relax?
What do I do to relax? I love to read. I basically just open up different tabs. I'm not the kind of guy who reads a book from cover to cover. I basically have different tabs. I have many things running.
Use audiobooks?
At the same time. I hardly use audiobooks. I love hardcover. Right. I do PDFs. And then these days, I really don't read books that much. I just do blog posts because most of the time the books basically just expand on one single idea. So rather than read the whole book, I just look for a blog post that compresses everything, and then that's fine.
It was nice having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tom.
My name is Emmanuel Ibeh.
All right. What do you do for a living?
I'm a software developer, a back-end software developer. Okay.
So for how long?
A year plus now, getting to 2 years. But that's not my entirety. My journey has been a very long one. It's going to be really funny. I studied mechanical engineering in school, so I have a background in engineering. Then I taught for a little while, for like almost 5-6 years. I was a teacher before I dived into tech. So basically what I'm trying to find is to find like a circle that connects engineering, education, and tech. So at that midpoint, it's a company that I'm trying to build across now.
So I would love to ask them, what drives you? Like, what's your passion in life?
Oh yeah, generally, in fact, my major passion is for young people. There is nothing as glorious as impacting. My education life actually gave me that perspective. Over a period of time, I see a lot of young people that I had the opportunity to teach turn out to become super good. So when I see them, it gives me an excitement. So why did I dive into tech? I want to leverage on tech to make the work of education quite easier, and then having a background in engineering helps me to integrate all of that together. That seems like a very huge one.
Okay, so the way you're sounding seems like you have a very big project coming up.
Yes, I have.
Can we get a sneak peek into what it is?
A sneak peek, okay. I'm developing a company called KOBABA, but it's still in the cooking. Let me not let
it's still in incubation.
Yes. Let me not let the cat out of the bag yet.
Okay. So what's been a major challenge?
Yes, a major challenge is when you switch career. Probably especially where you are well known. As you switch career and come into a place where you have to learn newly, it makes you like a novice kind of state, can be very apprehensive. And then you ask yourself, this is a world of unknown. The world of tech is a world that evolves so much. In fact, what worked 2 months ago might not be working in the next few weeks because things are being tweaked. So most of the time, that's one of the greatest challenges, coming into a new environment, creating a niche, having a big project you have in mind, but you have not integrated them all together. But one thing I've learned is you don't need to see all of them. Just one step at a time can always make it better.
Okay, so what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
my 20-year-old self, courage, don't be scared. I think I was a little bit apprehensive of leaving my known into an unknown. But when you get into the unknown, you find out it's not as scary as you thought it's going to be, because you keep asking yourself, what if I leave what I know and go into what I don't know? What will the future hold like? If you are young, honestly, between 20 and 30, take the bold step. Will you fail? Yes. Will you make mistakes? Yes. But as you're making those mistakes, you're getting better and better. And it's better that you fail and stand up again than just staying in your unknown and just cruising and not knowing what stands at the other side of fear.
Yeah. So one last question for you.
Okay, good.
What do you do to relax?
Oh, I watch movies and I read novels. I like novels a lot. So yes.
What kind of novels? What kind of movies?
Okay, John Grisham. I like thrills, legal. Yeah. So John Grisham is my favorite.
So you've seen How to Get Away with Murder?
Yes, I have.
How many
but
times?
I'm not going to be a murderer. But at some point in time, it was too. But I like the fact, the intricate way it goes with your mind.
Yeah.
You are suspecting this person, all of a sudden he's not who you are. So those thrills, it drives my adrenaline. So that's what I use to relax.
It's really nice.
Nice meeting
Thanks
you.
so much.
All the best. Take care.
My name is Tammy GMB. What's your name, sir?
My name is Gospel Ononwi.
Right. What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
XR Technology, which is the umbrella body for augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality technology.
So for how long have you been doing that?
5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah.
How's it been?
It's been tough because it's not really mainstream. A lot of people really don't know about the technology, and it's pretty hard to, whenever you go to events, you just have to keep on talking about the technology, telling people what it is. When people meet you, what do? You say, oh, I'm into the XR technology or AR, VR technology, and say, wait a minute, what is it? Then you have to start explaining again. But it's fun, actually.
Okay, so fine. So can you explain for our viewers what it is?
So virtual reality, it's an immersive experience where you put on a virtual reality headset and you're catapulted into a virtual world that is computer generated. Everything you see in there is computer generated. It's not real, but because it has depth and you can actually feel fear. So when you look at it, it tricks your mind to make you believe that this is your new reality. And that is why people that actually put on virtual reality headset, they at a point develop this fear for either heights or whatsoever. So that is what virtual reality technology is. Then augmented reality, if you've tried Instagram filters, I believe you've tried it, TikTok filters and all those things. Putting all those things on your face is digital elements that are not real, but they are only real through your smartphone. So that process is called augmentation, the process of putting things on your face or on your surrounding, not only on your face, your surrounding and everywhere that are not real, but you can always see it through your mobile device. It's called augmented reality technology. And so I build technologies, products around these technologies.
What has been the passion or the drive behind what you do?
Well, first, when I started, I needed to be... This is what actually drove me. I needed to stand out, and I actually stood out because within the South, I'm more like the only name when it has to do with the AR VR technology that you call. So yes, I stood out from, that was what drove me. I wanted to start that because when I started late back 2019, everywhere was all about web development, app development, and I felt that there was no room for me because it was already saturated. So I needed something completely different that I could stand out. So coming into this field actually made me stand out. Then another thing, the ability to actually delve into something that is not mainstream, actually made a whole lot of people sort out for me. So I've spoken in a whole lot of events. I have gone to places that naturally I will not be able to go to. I have spoken at events that naturally, by my abilities, I wouldn't have, but because of this technology, And next month, I'll be speaking in an event, XR Global Community, like a global event for AR VR developers, and I am a speaker right there. So, these are the driving force of why I'm actually into this space.
Okay, so so far, what's the most amount of money you've made, in this business in a year?
Come on, I don't think I want to I want to release that.
But it's really profitable.
Yeah. What I can say is that when I got my first salary from teaching this technology in late 2019, when I saw the first salary, like the month, I felt ill immediately. That's because it was beyond what I could ever think of. That is, I could buy a car immediately with my salary. So to tell you, that was, it's pretty, high, right?
Okay, so for a young person who is looking up to you or who want to get into your line of work, what piece of advice would you give to them for them to scale and grow as faster or even better than you?
Yeah, the enthusiasm to actually learn first. Then I wouldn't lie, it's pretty expensive building around the AR/VR technology. I don't know whether you listen to what Owanate, the integrity lady, actually spoke right there, when she talked about people actually see the glory, but they really don't know what went in. Okay, it's more like for you to pass, or you to have those good grades, you must study. Nobody knows how much you study, right? So in my days, I had, I never had the best of the equipment. I never had a good phone to even try all these things I'm doing now. I never even had a virtual reality headset. It's just a passion. Whenever I build back then, I actually run to my friend's house to make use of his phone to try it out. So these are the stories. Okay, so for those that really want to build around this technology, you need to have the best of hardwares. That's the truth. You need to have a good system. You need to have a good mobile phone. If you're building for augmented reality, you need to have a good mobile phone to try it. If you're building for virtual reality, you need to have the money to buy the virtual reality headsets, and they're pretty expensive. So you need to really buckle up if indeed you want to come into the space.
All right. Okay. So, who are the top 5 people, personal or not personal, that have helped shape or influence your life to to become the kind of person you are today?
Okay, come back again.
Who are the top 5 persons that
In
have
tech
helped,
or in
anywhere, any field, personal, tech, whatever, that has helped shape your life to become what it is today?
Okay, one, personally, I would say myself. Truth, myself, because knowing where I came from, my background and everything, I don't want to return back there. I came from a background that is not well doing. So I knew that, for me to get to the level I needed to work more. So I owe that to myself. Then another thing, to my elder brother, who told me after we lost our dad, he said, no matter what you do in this life, make sure you put the family name up. Right, and till date is always proud of me. Then my uncle that raised me up, I lived with him for more than 19 years. He took me in and everything. I owe that to them. Then of course the rest goes to the big boys in tech and everyone that we learn from every day, and Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, and then the rest. So those are just a few.
Okay, so what do you do to relax after the stress?
Oh boy, I don't really think. What do I do to relax actually? I try to play games.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to play games. I try to watch movies.
What type of movies?
Action movies. Any cool movie just does the job done. Something to just get your mind off. Then I try to take a lot of sleep, because this entire thing does a whole lot of, you do a whole lot of processing, a lot of brain powers, all this stuff. So yeah.
Can we get a sneak peek into like maybe a project you're working on, something, is there anything you're working on that you'd love to share with us?
Yes, I have. I'm going to send you a video actually. I have a product that we developed for education called ARFED. ARFED stands for Augmented Reality for Education. So I don't know when you went to school actually, but when I went to school, it was a blackboard.
Yeah.
It was a blackboard where everything was being drawn on the blackboard. The world map was drawn on the blackboard. The human heart was drawn on the blackboard. There was no, the only time that I think we did practicals was during WAEC, when they brought all those things. So how do you even compete with your counterparts out there? So we developed a product called ARFED, Augmented Reality for Education, that brings subjects to life in 3D. So imagine the image of a human heart in the textbook. You can bring it to life in 3D. You can project the skeleton through your smartphone in 3D and all those things. So it helps teachers to explain the subject vehemently well. Also helps students to understand by seeing what the teacher is trying to explain. So that is it. So it's an edtech solution that is an MVP already, and by next year we are going to push it out. Alright. My name is Gospel Ononwi. I am an ARVR developer, and I want you to subscribe to this channel.
Thank you so much.
Where I took boat. From uptown, that's the life of a city boy. Oh yeah,